Obviously living in the valleys is you're remote and you haven't really got much around you, and growing up here was tough, and it's quite a deprived area. Like, riding doesn't come cheap, as you know, it's an expensive sport. Lucky for me, I had two supportive parents. Like, my mum and dad worked, and one of their salaries basically paid, every weekly salary paid for me to go and race basically. One salary would be for me mum to run the house, and then the other salary would be for me to go and race. So having that was like, I can't take nothing away from my parents. They worked hard for me to achieve my goals and live my dreams, so I can't really take nothing away from them. To be honest, I weren't really riding that long before I started racing. I think I rode for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and then I started racing. But because I weren't doing good, I didn't race, and then from there I just started building more confidence, bought a downhill bike and just got to as many races as I could the year after. Just little, weren't like national level, but it was just like the regional stuff. And then I started doing nationals halfway through the year, and I was doing all right at them. So the year after, I'd done the full national series, and I think the year after that, then I got picked up by a team. When I started riding, it was basically just, I rode where I lived basically. Like, living up here in the Avon Park, it was a perfect place to start riding really. Like, you got so many good trails around you. You got like the Mast, which is down the road, which is probably the best place I've ridden a trail bike in my career. Like, there's not many places beat that when you're riding trails. So yeah, just basically started riding around here when I first started out, and obviously when you start racing, you start traveling and finding more places to ride, and it just took off from there. And now you've got so many rad places in Wales to ride. It's pretty cool. When I was growing up, I didn't really venture out much. Like, when I was a kid, I basically just stayed in my own village or went up the road a little bit to see other mates. And then when I started riding, like, you'd be in school every day, and then you'd come home from school and just ride on the weekends. So you don't really venture out much, but like, obviously the more I've been riding, like, you go more places and meet other people. And when I first come on the scene, like, I think I didn't really look up to anyone, but like, I was aiming for like people to beat really, and I think one of those was Leon. Like, you'd have a good banter at the races, and he'd give you grief when he beat you, but then when you beat him, he didn't like it, so you could give him grief and he'd get pissed off with it. So I think that was a good thing to have when you're growing up, is just to aim for people which you want to beat. I think I started getting support first year junior. I had a little help from a sponsor, and then they just gave me bike and kit, and then that helped me a fair bit. Like, you get discount when you go and buy parts, and which is a massive help when you do funding it all off your own back. And then the year after, I signed with FMD. Like, I was close to, like, I knew Tarni beforehand because we'd done a Red Bull camp up in North Wales with the Athertons. So I knew Tarni and had a pretty good first debut World Cup year. I think I won like 2 World Cups and got a bronze medal at Worlds. Finished second in the overall that year, and then I think there was I think Tony was only then starting to expand. Like it was only Tani for a few years, and then I think I joined, and since then he's expanded it to be a pretty good team at the minute and helping like young riders out, which is a good thing. I think we need more teams like that in the sport to help like the younger generation coming on, because it's such an expensive sport and some families can't really afford to do it. So then like some riders are quick but their families can't afford to take them to every race. So having teams like that is good because it brings the younger generation on.